Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Matt Capper and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends and another in our series of I Built Them So You Don't Have To. Before we get into the actual video, I have a PSA. I have a request of you, some help that you can give me. If you are ever wanting to support this channel, now is a way to support it absolutely free. We are trying our best to get to 8,000 subs so that I can have access to the test server and thereby save some of the resources I pile into videos such as this one today, so that I can bring it out to you not only earlier and accurately, but while not destroying my own account and its resources in the meantime. While this is absolutely your choice, it would be an amazing support for me if you guys could subscribe and notify to this channel. So if you're watching this from, for example, Reddit or any of the other places and you haven't subscribed, I would be absolutely thrilled and ecstatic and have my undying debt to you if you would take the moment to subscribe for free to this channel and help drive those numbers upward so that we can get that access. Now, without further ado, oh, by the way, I am still holding on to my free-to-play account that I will still do a whale out for 1 week and give it away for free when we hit 8,000 subs. So there is a possible moment for you guys to be able to watch an interesting video of me spending more money than I should on an account that I'm just going to give away. But if we hit 8,000 subs, I'll do that. You'll be entertained and everybody wins. So with that said, let's get on to the main video, and that is of course URTICATA. URTICATA is a rare, he's epic, but a specific champion with a really unique skill set. So we're going to play this a little bit differently than normal. We're not going to take it through the damage testing and the dungeons, because if you read her kit like I read it, there's only one place for her to be, and that is in the clan boss. So let's just take a look at her kit, her artifacts, and then we'll get her right in against the big boy himself. I apologize. Normally, if we're doing a standard attack-based champion, I have a really unique, well, I wouldn't say unique, but a very specific way of showing her skill set through the campaign and just highlighting each of her skills. However, when we do specific ones like this, where we're taking them into the clan boss or the support champions, I don't have that same pizzazz. I'm kind of working through different ways we might still be able to do that, but in the meantime, you're going to have to put up with me just talking at you with the skills and the artifacts and the masteries, and then we'll go into the clan boss. So here it is. And this is URTICATA with her skill set. She's an epic-based champion. She is a demon spawn, and here she is with her skill set. First off, the most important thing that I do not actually test in this video is that beautiful aura. She has a 15% speed in all battles aura, which means if you're using her in the clan boss, you can put her as the lead, especially in those Demetha comps, which will just allow you to lower the speeds of the rest of your champions and be able to outfit a full kit on a team with lower requirements for speed, meaning you can actually do it, and possibly getting some more damage numbers on each and every one of your champions. This is a great ability and an amazing aura, but one I won't be taking advantage of in this video, because then I'd have to reset my whole team just to fit her in, and of course we don't want to do that because I'll be switching back to my main team of Chigurh and Brachus. But so that is a big deal, her having a 50% aura. 15 isn't a huge number, but it's still, any bit helps, and that's awesome. Also, you may have noticed I do have her at a level 5 blessing. I got the blessing before I got the champion. I got the champion literally 1 day after. So we built her out. We're in CVC right now, had the chance to fully book her, and now she's ready to go. But just so as a reminder, that Phantom Touch is giving her extra attack, extra HP, extra crit damage, and it's giving that 100% chance of inflicting bonus damage on a 1 turn, which means it's only going to be once per turn. So she's got a 4-hitter, she doesn't get 4 bonus, she just gets 1 bonus damage. But each round it should, or each turn it should give her bonus damage, which is nice. Also, it means we can calculate how much damage this is doing on a champion of about 6,500 attack. So it's a nice little way to kind of double dip, show us what Phantom Touch can do in the clan boss with attack-based champions. Onto our actual aura, we're going to save the passive for last. So let's start with, actually let's start with her A3. Her A3 attacks 4 times at random. Now against clan boss, no random about it. There's only 1 target, 4 hits on the clan boss, each hit having a 50% chance of placing a hex debuff for 2 turns. Now the recent changes to hex mean this is going to be additional damage for the entire team. Enemies under hex debuffs receive 10% more damage. So this should theoretically improve the whole clan boss team by 10% damage almost all the time, as it is a 3-turn on a 2-turn hex, and they are going at faster than 2-to-1 speeds, or roughly 2-to-1 speeds. So this should be a near 100% uptime on the hex debuff, which will allow for more damage for the whole team. Her A2 has A attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 30, and it's booked to 50% chance of placing a 25% poison sensitivity for 2 turns. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. Similar rules apply. We're talking about a good near perfect uptime. Of course, not discounting resistance or weak hits under other affinities. This is a spirit affinity. We're actually attacking force affinity, so we're not going to worry about any weak hits in this particular instance. But if you're using this champion for all 3 affinities, then you have to keep it in mind. By the way, I did test this yesterday with a specific comp where she was actually up against magic affinity. She still was doing good. I haven't seen this affinity yet. I expect it to be even better. So let's see what happens here. Then finally, we have her A1. Her A1 has a 30%, you may see, also booked to 50% chance of increasing the duration of 2 poison debuffs by 1 turn. This is a very big deal. And why is it a big deal? Because of her passive. Her passive, whenever this champion or an ally lands a critical hit on an enemy under a hex debuff, has a 10% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff on the enemy for 1 turn, and that goes to 25%. And we have the mastery that'll go to 30%, and as well we're going to have it so the 1 turn could possibly have a 30% chance of being a 2 turn. So we're just getting that everywhere. Also keep in mind why this is so important, because if you're starting to put these poisons up and you follow it up with a nice A1, it means you're going to have a chance to extend those poisons by 1 turn on top of it. So a lot of good synergies going on, a great kit overall, at least on paper. We'll find out what it does in the actual clan boss fight. Finally, let's talk about masteries. You may see and probably have figured out that she's hitting 9 times on a 3-turn cycle. That means she is a pro. It's an easy decision. She is a giant slayer beast. That is 9 hits on 3 turns, right? She's going to use her A3, A2, A1, and rinse repeat. It's going to be a 4, 3, and 2. So there's going to be lots of opportunities for extra damage with that giant slayer. And the most important, arguably, are these 2 skills here. You want that 30% chance to extend the duration of a debuff, because the poison's only going up for 1 turn. And you want that chance to extend by 5%. So, or sorry, not extend, but the chance to land by 5%, because it's only a 25%. It's also going to improve those other 2 skills, the chance to land, the poison sensitivity, and the hex. So all 3 things, sniper is going to be a top tier. The rest of them are just going with lore of steel. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. Let's move me over for a second. You can see here, I always forget to move myself over when we talk about this. As you can see, unfortunately, we have to skip methodical, but it's the best way I can think of getting to Giant Slayer, because none of the rest of this over here is really useful. I do want to have this is 6%, always higher XP, and we do want the full HP because we're doing a block damage comp, so we'll always have full HP, just so you are aware over there. So that is the masteries, and let's take a look at her artifacts and stats. So as you can see, we're using one cruel piece, a broken set, and a perception to get our 226, is what, 241's accuracy. We are using an attack banner for that extra damage. What you're seeing here is 28,000 HP. HP really doesn't matter in this particular instance, but her attack at 6586 definitely does. She's going to have every opportunity to put up big numbers. It's up to her to see what those damage numbers will be. I don't know what they'll be, so we're both going to learn together. As part of the comp, she's at 212. That's what she needs to be. She's replacing Brachus in my normal team. So just if you're trying to figure out what's what, in a Fushan, in a Myth Fu, she would actually replace Fushan, keeping in mind that you need a Force Affinity champion up against Spirit Affinity clan boss in order to protect Eris. So that is a big caveat with this champion. She's Spirit Affinity, which means you're going to need a Force Affinity champion if you plan to do it all affinities. She's got 255 crit damage and 241 accuracy. You see these 2 abilities here making a big deal, right? 20% crit damage, 400 attack is really making it a lot easier to build this out, as well as all the other different things. Certainly, this is a scaling thing. I have an endgame account. I'm going to have a better scale than new players with this champion, but keeping in mind that this is a growth opportunity. If you can get this champion to work, and maybe you're 2-keying something, you can move to 1 key, move it on, etc., right? So with that said, let's go into the let's go into the clan boss and I'll show you the team I'm going to be using here against Ultra Nightmare. So our regular team, you can see here, is Shigur with Brachus. This is actually a really good battle for me normally because we have the Seeker is the only weak affinity. And originally I was going to put Draco in, depending on the affinity we ended up with, but as it so happens, the affinity we have today is Force affinity. So I thought rather than bringing in Draco, which would give me 2 magic affinity and really drop the overall damage of the key, plus Draco's poisons is going to interfere with the number of poisons I can potentially put down with URTICATA, so it would be a messed up, it wouldn't be a great showcase of her abilities. We want to see what she can do in these comps. So what did I do? Well, I mean, it seems pretty obvious to me. Hopefully it's pretty obvious to you. We brought in Rosin. Rosin is Force Affinity, making this comp 100% affinity friendly on all affinities. Damages may vary, but it's going to give us a great opportunity. He's bringing in the decreased defense and accuracy, decreased defense and weaken debuff, so we're getting the most potential damage. Plus, he can hit pretty hard, and he has Giant Slayer, so his numbers should be pretty good. On top of that, you may see he's got a level 1 Brimstone, so that's going to be some extra damage that's happening. I think it's 250,000 on the clan boss, and it procs every once. Oh, maybe that's Smite. We'll see. I can't remember if that's Brimstone or Smite that does that, so we'll see what happens here soon. So between the two, they are going to be doing extra damage, but it's damage we can see, as well as the rest of the team. We should know them already, but just as a review, we've got Rosin Scarhide at 191 speed at crit capped with 274 crit damage, 240 accuracy. We're locking up that bog down, and we're hitting that shear in for that decreased defense and weaken right away on a 3-turn cycle. Then, of course, URTICATA, we're getting her to do the poison sensitivity first, followed by the Hex. Actually going to change that. That Hex is extra damage, right? So we want that extra damage as soon as possible. So we're going to actually change that around. That's also going to allow this, because of the Hex debuff, if we can get, the sooner we get that down, the more chances we're going to have those crits and those poisons go up. We'll run that second. So that's how we're going to run that. Seeker, all we need to do is make sure that Devour runs first turn, and he's got 277 crit damage. He's crit capped, but he will weak hit, and he's 209 speed, 45-24 attack. Demetha, crit capped. This, if you're using URTICATA, now you can get away without crit capping these champions, any of these champions, if you're running a normal Myth Fu, for example, right? Or Myth Air, or any of the Myth Demetha. You do not need to crit cap your support champions, your bottom 3. It's just your damage dealers that you want crit cap. But because of URTICATA's passive, it's in our best interest to have these crit capped. So all the better to me that I have 100% crit rate here. 182 crit damage, 315 speed, 3194 attack. She does not need accuracy. And finally, Eris, again, as always, crit capped, crit damage 201, does not need accuracy, 4264, and we're forcing the exhortation. Although I've heard it can be, she'll skip this. I've never seen it, but I've heard. And Demetha, you absolutely, one of the things I broke, you have to set these priorities. Channel the Bloodline first, Light of the Deep second. If you do not force her to use this off of cooldown in second place behind Channel the Bloodline, she won't use Light of the Deep unless someone's injured. Which, by the way, guess what? By that time, it's too late because you're out of tune and you're dead. So make sure you force that. That said, let's get in. Let's do the key. I'm going to disappear. We're going to run the key. And we're going to talk about what we see at the end once we're done. So let me hit start, and then I'll disappear, and we'll see you in a little bit. And how about that for damage, everyone? Let me move myself out of the way here. Move it to the top corner so I'm floating. I can go here. Right there for now. Look at that damage. Oh my lord. 45.7 million damage. Now granted, this is there was advantage. There was a strong advantage because it's force affinity. Yes, she had the lightning bolt, but 45.7 million damage. The potential she carries is obscene. The only downfall, I guess you could argue, is that because she doesn't have a weaken or a defense down, you need someone with a weaken and a defense down, and her damage would be eaten up by any other poisoner. But that goes without saying with any poison champion. If you have multiple poison champions, you run the risk of splitting the hairs. Who cares? It's the damage result of 1.7 million, which is a little bit higher than what I would normally get on Force Affinity with my other comp. Comparable, I would say probably in the same range. I think I've hit in 108 on Force Affinity before, so we're saying in the same range. But my god, an epic champion doing 46 million, we'll round up because it sounds cooler, 46 million damage on the clan boss, to me is that's a win. That is a win of epic proportions. I would argue that, you know, you're looking at weaken debuff 25%. I could probably put any Force Affinity champion, or yeah, well, I need Force Affinity to be affinity friendly. Any Force Affinity champion in that first slot. I could put Fushan there. I could keep Rosin there. I could put Bonekeeper. Would be an amazing one for this, and you're gonna see mega dividends. Also, if you have Tahanarok, you can put Tahanarok against Eris, and as far as I know, you actually no longer have to pad the Force Affinity. You just have to make sure they're in the right order so that Demetha doesn't get stunned. But Tahanarok can actually take a stun, so you no longer have to protect her because she's a self-cleanse every round, kind of like Doom Priest. So I don't have Tahanarok. I can't guarantee that would work the same. But man, oh man, I am stoked at the damage here. I'm going to move back to my spot. I feel out of place. I feel a little awkward. There we go. So let's go to final thoughts. I know there's a completely different video than normal, but I'm floored. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm absolutely floored by the level of damage that she brings to the table. So let's talk about it in final thoughts. What are my final thoughts? Oh my god, this girl hits. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna see if I can do this. I'm doing this on the fly, but I want to see if I can get this for you, just to give you an idea of how floored I am at the amount of damage she does. How I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless, which, you know me, that doesn't happen very often. I'm going to show you my best key ever, my best damage ever. Just yesterday, I hit my best damage ever on a key. If I can, of course, if I can even bring that up. Of course I can't, because apps that are native to the operating system for some reason do not want to be seen. So that's okay. I can get you. I can beat you. All right, let's do that on the fly here. I just because I need to show you. I need to show you the craziness. Just to wrap your head around this. Or maybe it's just not gonna let me at all. Are we really having this? All right. Ah, there it is. Okay. Done. Let's show you this. I'm going to show you this window capture. We're going to have to open up this because I was using this for the video yesterday. By the way, if you want a chance to win. Okay, this is the best key I've had. No, this is Magic Affinity. You see what Sugar has there? 45.6 with Brimstone. That is the best damage he's ever. You see Brachus, 29 million. This was a Magic Affinity, the best key I've had. 29 million is a little low, so I suspect probably the maximum out here is around 125, 124 million, which is more than the key we just did, right? 106.99. But Sugar was out hit by URTICATA, right? Like Sugar, who I made a video and said this guy does more damage than Draco on Clan Boss, and y'all got mad at me. And he just added, Brimstone just added about 4 million to his damage table. And he still got beat by a cool million by URTICATA. That to me is mind-boggling. Now, again, there are negatives. I guess we can call them negatives if we want to make a perfect soldier. Make her a legendary. Okay, so URTICATA, love her, phenomenal. I am floored by her damage. I thought this looked good as a package, and now that I was finally able to put it through, she was one of my most wanted epics, so I could do this. It surpassed all. I was hoping for 30 million. If it was 30 million, I would be this stoked. It was 47 million, just shy of 47 million damage. I can't say that enough. Strong affinity, sure. So you put her neutral affinity, she's gonna do 40 million, 38 million. You put her on weak affinity, she's gonna do 30 million, right? Who cares? You're still gonna one key. You're still crushing it with an epic champion that, honestly, you know, for those of you progressing through the game, I have pretty endgame style. I can't show her stats here. I had 6,500 attack. Yes, I had the lightning orb, but even taking away all that, this is a champion that's doing damage. And if you take away 4 million for her lightning orb, the same way Brimstone, you take 4 million away from Sugar, and you can actually calculate. You can see it. It's about half. It's about half of, or 2/3, about 60% of a War Master proc is what the damage we were getting, right? So Giant Slayer was hitting for, I think, 80, or was it 80 million? Maybe it's 50%. You can go back and watch the video and see the exact numbers. But I'm just, again, I'm floored. The only thing I could ask for, and I can't ask for anything out of this champion. She's done everything she needs to do. But if I was going to be greedy, I would ask, A, why is she 50% crit damage? She's an epic attack-based champion. She should be at 60% crit base. I know that's minor. But what I'd really ask is if you put a weaken on her somewhere. And I know, like I said, I have no right to ask that. She's already so good. But even like if there was a 20% chance for a weaken or something, just that way you could just kind of put the whole package together. But even without that weaken, I'm gonna try probably I'm gonna try her in a comp with probably Bone Keeper, or maybe, geez, in this affinity I might even try Annex, though again not affinity friendly for all affinities if I don't have a Force Affinity champion, which is why I chose Rosin. But someone with maybe I'll even just put Sugar back in and have her and Sugar go at it and see what the two of them can do, because I want to see if the combined damage of the two of them could outpace what kind of damage can be done with the weaken buff added. Because my god, what can you say? I wouldn't change a thing. If you're looking for an epic champion to complete your Demetha key, to complete your unkillable, your block damage key, and you can have 2 damage dealers, because obviously there's the fact that she doesn't put up debuffs makes her a bit of a liability in a single damage scenario. But man, I don't know what else to say. I am floored by her damage, exceeded all expectations. Build this champion, have fun with this champion, try her out in Dragon. Who knows, maybe she'll crush those as well, especially in the early game with all those poisons. Those poisons never fell off. I don't even know what to say. I don't think I've ever been this speechless, this lacking for words, in a good way, in a very long time. Whisper, I guess. Whisper was the same kind of eye-opening. What Whisper did, from my opinion, what Whisper did for damage against bosses, she just did for the clown boss. In my opinion, her next level damage out of an epic is insane. If you need her, there she is. I hope you liked the video. Please check out my last video. It'll be on the end cap. Chance to win 540 gems. Check it out. Subscribe to me because I build champions like these so that you can find out what they can do and gush over them like I do. Or call me crazy. I don't know. Leave something in the comments down below. What did you think the damage? There's no way you thought it was going to be 47 million damage. There's no way you thought that. But what did you think the damage was going to be? Let me know in the comments down below. And check out the videos where they're going to be like this. Check out the I Built Them series. Watch all my videos. Do whatever you can. Please help me get to 8,000 subscribers. Please, 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 please. And most importantly, please be kind, be safe, and we'll see you in the next video.